Good evening to all my viewers and watchers, and my loved ones, and salute to all my extended ones. However, you see my man and Skipper, we're back together again. Been away for a minute, departed from each other, but we've been doing it. But anyway,
Indeed.
you know what I mean? We're here though, back together again. You know what I mean? But anyway, today's topic is called Follow the Leader. And with that being said, it's talking about leadership. And how do you see what is a leader to you, and do you claim yourself to be a leader? Because everybody is not a leader. I mean, in your mind, you think that you're a leader, but leader comes with a lot of qualities.
What?
You know what I mean? Some things has to be taught to be a leader.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a small few that has that quality that's innate in them.
Right.
But it still needs to be taught, no matter if you have it or not. It's innate in you. But anyway, me and him it's going to be disputed. It's going to be beautiful today. But anyway, my perspective, from my point of view, where I see a leader. Leader, to me, can be someone who inspires their team, give them encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Have the recognition to know that being a leader, you have to put yourself in a position where you might have to fall back and give someone else that position to lead. You're still the leader.
Yeah.
You fathom?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to know this. You just can't think that you're a leader because
Okay. Now,
You got
let
the
me-
brawn
let me,
and
let
the-
me interject for a minute.
I
That
know.
wasn't a conversation that we had.
Well, I flipped and bounced it around.
Yeah.
Because
let's
I'm
talk about what you was
Oh, you
talking
call- you
about,
call that- you a
because
mother-
we agree on what you said now.
But-
what was also a definition of a leader that you seen? Talk about it. Come
I
on now.
didn't see him. I didn't say that. Can I say his name? I'm gonna say his name. No, Norm Dawkins, right?
Okay.
Okay, so he led in situations, but I didn't never see him. I didn't say he was a leader, but that can be a leader though, and without a path.
Right, but no, this is what we were talking about.
We talked
about leaders, but when someone is leading you, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a leader. They're just leading you somewhere.
I was talking
You know what
about
I'm
at
saying?
that time and juncture.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that it's all subjective. This is what we said. So let's agree to disagree. Let's not get into each one's feelings. Let's not
No,
get
we're not
into.
getting feelings.
No,
We
I'm
know
just
that you
saying,
and I-
we just putting that out there early. But we're talking about leadership roles when it comes to how you see it and how I see it.
Yes.
It may not be no wrong way. We may be right. We may
course.
both be wrong or whatever. But you said, and these are your words. You
Verbatim.
said sometimes a leader can be somebody that leads you down a fucked up or messed up path. And I said that that's not a leader. A leader gonna always lead you in the right direction.
That's a good leader,
A
brother.
person that leads you down the wrong path is someone you're just following. And on top of that, sometimes or most times it be the fear factor. So that's when this other character came into play, and we talked about that. And I said that was the bully tactic. That was sometimes people can miscrew a leader by like a bully being a leader.
Of course.
You know what I mean? That just because that person, back in the days, you see the Little Rascals and stuff. The guy, the
Butch.
Butch was a bully, but that don't mean he was a leader. He
was
just
on
was
the-
a bully,
he
and
was on
they
their
followed
team.
behind
He
him.
was on their team anyway.
But I'm just saying, Butch had his own little crew, and he was he led them fools. But I'm not going to give him that title. That's just me personally. I can't give nobody a title of being a leader when they don't lead you the right way. That's all I'm saying.
I bet
You
you
know what I'm
differ.
Okay.
Because you have good leaders and you have bad leaders. No matter whatever, you're still a leader. You understand what I'm saying? You could grow up in a household where you could be raised and taught and read how to lead and everything, but that's on your discretion when you get old enough to go out on your own and everything that you were taught how to be a leader from your father, your mother.
Right.
You could very often do your things the way you want to be a leader and
Right.
with your followers. You could be a bad leader. You got bad leaders, got good leaders. See, that's where we're coming at.
I mean,
Not that because you're a bully. You
bad
ain't got to be a
leader-
bully to be a bad leader,
As
bro.
long as there's success in that role,
You might as well say
then
that.
as leadership, whatever. But you can have people that have evil intent, that have a crew of people with them, and that can be the leader of their crew. But I can't say that that person is a leader because, like I said, for me personally, what I think a leader is someone that's going to lead you in the right direction to victory.
Yes.
And even though you have bad leaders that's looking for victory too, you know what I mean? But I don't see that as a leader. I just see that as bully tactics when people be scared, because most times, if you ever look at like some of those DC comics or Marvel, and you see like the bad guy. The bad guy, he got everybody around him, but then at the end of the day, they turn on him. You know what I'm saying? They turn on that leader because they smell that that's not a good thing, or they smell fear. But that's just my how I see it. We can even go as far as history, and we can talk about, we even talked about the Adolf Hitler.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The situation, and I said, now he's qualified as a leader because he took over a whole nation and made a nation into his own and ran that nation like strategically. If it's not strategic, what are you doing? You just the blind leading the blind.
And that's how it goes sometimes.
You know
But Hitler was nefarious. He was a leader. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you said.
Not to say that it was good.
No, we
not for at all.
No, we're not saying that. We're not.
But we're just using that as like somebody that people quote unquote would consider to be evil, and he led people, like he led a nation of people
to this day
and took over. You know what I'm saying? And he went down in history. He's in the history books as one of the most menacing, gruesome leaders that you can never imagine. But he was strategic. He was very smart, and he surrounded himself with a bunch of people that were smarter than him. He just had an iron fist. You know what I mean? He tricked all of his people around him. He was smart enough to do a lot of things, you know what I mean, to manipulate the situations. But that's what I would call a good leader. When you deal with like a Michael Jordan, even though he was nice with the ball, he had to have a coach. He had to have a staff, assistant coach. All of these people had to be around him to give him plays and stuff like that so they could execute and become better. Even though he had those qualities to be that person that led them to victory, but it was bigger than him. But that was the person, you was shining light on, is that particular person. I would rather roll with somebody if I was older than a younger dude, and that younger dude had good leadership qualities, I'm going to listen and go with that. Even though I'm the OG, he may come to me and, ask me little this and that, but yo, you got that light, bro, it's on you. You do this, but I'll give you hints and I'll give you little game and stuff like that to move forward, but you are the leader. And that goes into something else. A lot of people have to be great followers to be great leaders.
Play your position, basically.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what a leader shouldn't have no problem with. Knowing when to fall back, and like you said, with the age bracket, that don't mean nothing. If you got the knowledge of that I don't have, and you're a leader, I don't got a problem like you just said.
Word.
Whether you're younger than me, older than me, or you're a woman or a male, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
If
you
you're
have
able,
you have a lot of people not to cut you off, but you have a lot of people that think that they are leaders and really be like trying to rule with an iron fist, and it's all their way. It's no one else's way but theirs.
One dimension.
They just think that it's all about what they say and how they do things, and everything is around them, but be stupid, be looking real foolish though. But I always will tell anybody, you let a person talk long enough, they're going to tell you everything you need to know about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just let people talk. Because, some people that really want to be like suckers, that really want to be, they're going to talk a lot. And they swear that they're leaders. They swear, no, bro.
They're revealing themselves. I like, leaders that think they leaders like that, they always find themselves in a destructive situation because, and everybody, you see, you think you be a leader, right? Say like if we going somewhere, right? And the leader always want to be a leader. Man, nobody don't want to do that. Nobody don't want to do it because they see it's a disruptor. So we'll let you go ahead and leave. Wow. Go ahead, motherfucker. And when it's smoke here, nobody around but you get it. Whatever. Yeah,
they like chuckling behind your back because you stupid.
You want to be the leader, right? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
All the answers.
Right there it is. Let's talk about the parenting leadership. Because just because you're a parent doesn't make you qualified to be a leader because you're a parent? I don't know.
Sometimes, we talked about this earlier also. Sometimes people be thrust into situations and then they have to learn from the ground up. Sometimes you make mistakes along the way. Being a parent is not something that can just be like right then on.
Get it right time.
That's something that has to be learned when you growing up rights that they did, but sometimes even the parents can be a straight up clusterfuck. They can do stupid stuff and have you doing things that don't qualify as a good parent or a good leader. And then here you go, you got a kid that's running around here in the disarray. They don't know how to, and then they think they doing the leader. They think they doing stuff that's real good. But kids eat off of what they see in their households. And the leaders in their households, when they be eating off the bad fruit, they gonna usually be bad fruit anyway.
It's only, you know.
And you see it all day when they go to school. They be disruptive and all of that
Disrespectful,
stuff like
verbally,
that. A lot of
not-
like 90%,
You know where that come
of the
from?
time, it got to be from the leader of the house.
Is that exactly on the you hit it on the nugget. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that leader is not even a leader. They can't even lead their own home.
Right.
But they're going through a situation somewhere at the job site and become supervisor, manager, and be able to
Right.
learn how to lead that.
Right.
But they go home and like once again,
That's
everything is
amazing.
anarchy.
Mhm.
I seen this
Right. But you said it
beautifully, huh?
You said it. They learn how to be a leader or a supervisor.
Yeah.
That's something that you have to learn.
Learn,
You
yeah.
just can't walk in no place of business
And
and
just-
just automatically be a supervisor without learning how to be
And you-
supervise people.
And that goes back to the talking about a person that want to lead all the time and you get lead in the wrong direction. We get leadership.
Right.
That goes back. Now I want to say this about a job. You know what I'm talking about when I did earlier?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make an analogy of what I said about pardon me, a person to give you that, you want to be the leader, you want to be the leader. And they didn't let you in the,
Right,
it's
go
nobody
forward.
wanted. That's like at a job. Said like, I've seen this happen too. Nobody wants this position, but you want to be the leader. They give you the position, and now it comes with everything. Now you're like, what the fuck, yo?
Right.
I wanted to be the leader, but I didn't know that's why nobody took that position.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
you done set yourself up. Hey, you've been hoodwinked, basically.
Yeah.
But you didn't put yourself out there. I want to be the leader. I take the supervisor position. But you didn't think about why. Damn, such and such ain't take that position. He passed it over. But you so much in tune with want to be the leader, and you let yourself into something that you couldn't get yourself out of.
Yeah. It be like that.
Yeah.
And,
You know?
and always be the person, when you think about the job situations and how you have, most times when you have supervisors or your leaders or, the crew leaders or whatever,
Yeah.
they usually be assholes. And you usually, just say like if
Not
you're
just
working,
assholes.
just say if you're working in the warehouse, it's always going to be that supervisor that nobody likes. But the job be so simple,
And yo,
and it makes it easier for them to portray a leader, but there's nothing to it.
and yo, brother. You know what the sad part about it is? What you just said. Nobody likes that person. That person is a good person. And then you go. I've met guys that were supervisor leaders. Probably went to their houses. They so weak.
Yeah,
I've seen it many a times. Like soft as hell.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's
but
the insecurity.
But he put that facade on.
Right, because he got a chance to be in a position, he or she got a chance to be in that position, and then they're gonna stick their chest out too far. Some people be looking, how a lot of times I know you heard of this before too, like a lot of dudes become like COs or cops or whatever because they was bullied in school and all that stuff like that, and then now they got that leadership role or whatever, like now they abuse their power.
I'm gonna keep them niggas out.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some people have to, like, I don't know how things can be taught, but a lot of times things be taught foul. And it's not all police officers, it's not all COs
no.
that's on it, that's bad or messed up or, don't do things right. We just talking about the ones that do take advantage of having that leadership role, and then they abuse their power.
And for
You know
some
what I mean?
strange reason, and like you said, it might not even be a vast majority of them, but the smart ones that are like that cover the whole gimmick, making it seem like everybody is like that. You know what I mean? It might be a small percentage of, like you just said, the COs, the police that we didn't like, that was an asshole because of that. Might be a small percentage, but that small percentage made you think that
Yeah.
they all was
They
like
all
that.
like that.
And that's a sad
Yeah.
thing, though.
And it be like that though.
Yeah.
That one bad apple spoil a
whole
bunch.
bunch,
type of
girl, yeah.
situation.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yo,
but being a leader,
good
to
leader,
me,
underline-
being
underline that one.
to me you have is distinctive qualities.
Yeah. Inspiration.
Everybody not gonna like you because you have to be stern. You have to be firm. You have to be about that life.
And adhere to what you're talking about.
But when you do your job right, when you do it on point, you expect everybody to be like that. And if you can't accept being a good follower, you are definitely not going to be a good leader.
Because I know what you're going to do. You're going to oppose me
Right.
going down the line.
But everything that I do, and then because you want that spot. But as soon as you get that spot, you're going to be just like I am. So the stern person, the firm person that's about their job and do the job the right way. And you know, some people like them, some people don't like that person. But that person that want that spot going to be the one that buck the system. That's not a good follower, but want to be a leader. And there's always people that does this, that be in those positions that want to take over and want to be this way and that way. That you know, that alpha male or alpha female type situation and want to take over stuff, and then you don't know where to go from there. So now you making it up as you go along. You know what I mean? Now you leading people down the bad path. That's not a good leader for me.
That goes back to followers. Some followers become leaders without a path.
Right.
That goes back to that. You know, and like you said, leadership comes with showing and proving, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't give a heck of like you just said. Some people, some of your followers might not like you for some strange reason. But if I'm showing and proving,
But you have to
what's that?
show and prove.
Yeah, that's the most important part of it all.
But you have to walk that. You
Walk,
got to walk
and
that
I'm-
way of
and I
life.
stick to that.
And I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk the
Okay,
because you know what I mean. But at the same
but
time,
it's still science and life,
yeah,
though.
it is.
Anyway, whether
Yes,
the
it
lessons
is,
or
but,
not.
you know.
But yeah,
Sometimes
we don't care about people get distorted,
yeah, but
contorted.
anyway,
You know,
when
that's the jabs. We take
people-
those.
Yeah, but people, if you don't live a certain way of life, because that, you know, this
Yeah.
is the language that most people will understand. But if I talk another language, it might go past other people. But if you live a certain way of life, then you standing on certain principles. Now you have to be 100% dedicated to that. Then you can become a leader and show a person that don't know. You know what I'm saying? The DDB.
Regardless of how much you
You
can talk that
understand
talk,
me?
but
The DDB. You know what I'm saying? When you dealing with those people, the DDBs, and then you're not standing on your square like you're supposed to be, but you trying to tell me something, you can't be no leader to me because I already see through you.
already transparency.
Because you know you deal with different angles, and then once you add it all up, it becomes something that you see, and we're not dealing on the same plane. So it's no equality in that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to, for you to be able to lead somebody or you to be a great leader, you have to be able to stand on your way of life, the way you living and you doing the right thing. You know what I mean? You can't come at nobody halfway. Leadership.
Other than that, shut the hell up.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't talk to me if you ain't got your shit in order. For
Right.
real though.
Yeah.
You know? You know?
Yes.
It's showing and proving it. That comes with being a leader, man.
Right.
Strategic,
Right.
encouraging your followers to want to have them in a position where you're at.
Right.
You know what I mean? You always want to put your people that's behind you in your position.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's a leader. A leader know when he has to fall back. A general is always a soldier.
Yeah.
That goes
and
to
you
saying
can't
that.
always buck up on, you know what I mean? Like people don't know how to communicate. Leaders, great leaders, whoever they are, male, female, kid, grown up, whatever, the communication is impeccable. And it's just not the words that you're saying.
No.
The communication is verbal,
It's very
it's
necessary.
physical. You understand the energy from the leader, and you're gonna know when that leader is aggressive, when that leader can be passive for you. You know what I mean?
'Cause he shows you that
Compassion,
too. That's-
Whatever, they're gonna show you all that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know when a person trying to
leader
belittle you, make you feel like you ain't nothing.
Show off in front of people.
Try
Yeah.
to stunt on you, the
Sun
whole
you.
nine, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So to me, that's not a good leader. That's just a bully. Because that bully think that bully is smarter than everybody around
I love those
the
people.
bully.
I love those people.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but you let them just be who they are because they be sleeping.
Because you know what, you're gonna see where they're gonna veer off
Word.
anyway.
You know what
You're
I'm
gonna
saying?
derail anyway.
They
so.
they be sleepwalking. They just be sleepwalking, thinking that they got all the answers and all the sense, but you're not really a leader. At the end of the day, you really following. You can't get a little bit of a little bit of knowledge and think that you got it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you can't get the 1, 2, 3s is mean.
You didn't understand it. You
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah.
The 1, 2, 3s are mean, but a lot of times, you know, people can take certain things and really don't live it. They really don't live it. So you coming into a situation trying to act like you the boss or you the leader in any field that you do, but really in all actuality, you ain't nothing but a follower. You ain't even a follower because here you go, you bucking on me. You're not even following me. You just ready to get the position and run wild with the position and make your own way as you go along. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Make
Man, I caught
a civilized person uncivilized. You know what I'm
Something you
saying?
can follow
Like it's
without a
crazy.
path.
Yeah,
It is
it's
crazy, man. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, but you know, people got it all figured out, man. At the end of the day, and you know, that's one of the things that me and you and I and other people chop it up about, and we laugh at it. You know what I mean? Because we understand the power of the leader. We understand the power of the follower. But who has the most power? Is it the leader or the follower? Because you only have one leader, but you may have 1,000 followers.
And that's another thing. To be a leader, do I have to have 1,000 followers?
Nah, you don't.
I'm appreciated for 2 people that I lead.
Right, but I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
No, I understand. I ain't
You
asking
understand
that.
what I'm
just-
saying, though, right?
just some-
You understand what
yeah,
I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah, yes.
You can have 1,000 followers, but who has the most power?
Man, 1,000 of
Think
them.
about it for a second. Let's use the internet for example. Twitter, Instagram.
All that.
Is one person with millions of followers. That one person, it appears that one person has all the power, right? But just imagine if
It
all
appears.
those millions of people walk away.
Shut it down.
Now you have
You
nothing.
have nothing. Now you're left.
Who are you? At that,
We gave you
are
that.
you that leader? Are you that person that people gonna look up to? You know what I
We
mean?
gave you that.
Word. So the power is always in the people.
All day, every day.
It's another subject,
Yeah.
another type of conversation.
Yeah.
But what we dealing with here is who is qualified to be a leader.
And do you
Followers become leaders
Leaders without a path.
Right.
And to be a follower or follow someone, you before you go into that, know that, discern that you're a follower,
Right.
and discern that you can be a leader also.
Yeah.
As long as you taking the actual what's the name when as long as you got a good leader,
Right.
as long as you got a good leader,
Right.
be able to discern that you have a good leader, and that can become you. You're not trying to go after what he's doing,
Right.
but you might have to veer off and go. He can still lead over here, but you're taking whatever he gave you and taught you, and you become a leader. Now you got your own followers.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. But that's
It's a good leader that
how-
you're following.
Right. Right. But it's all about the nurture. It's
That's-
all about what what's taught
You want to be
right,
nurtured and want to
what's
be taught and not.
right, and what's taught wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can be a supervisor, right? And you can teach me how to run a whole warehouse, a whole company,
At the back of your
whatever,
hand.
right? And it's a beautiful thing. That's your blueprint. I'm learning from you. But what if someone teaches you the exact opposite?
Oh.
Now
Seen
you
that
run the
happen.
ground. Now you run the company to the ground.
You an asshole. You dealing with the aspects of the money wrong.
Everything. And I mean, with leadership, people have to have trust in you. People have to believe in you.
Yes.
People have to love you. People have to admire
They
you.
have to come from the gut
You know
that
what I'm
they believe
saying?
in you,
People
because
want to when
when
you're
it
a
fills
leader,
you.
they're going to want to jump in front of a fucking bus
Yeah.
and push you out the way because they want their leader to stay moving. You know,
And you
we
do the
have
same. And a good leader do the same for thee.
Right. We have great leaders, the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm,
Malcolm X's of it all.
the Farrakhans.
Khans.
You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I
We got
mean?
Marcus
To say the
Garvey.
least.
We have all of these leaders that we had.
Mecca Evers.
All of our leaders. All of our leaders.
You know?
Names that I didn't even mention.
We
but
don't even, teaching them. That's why
still
at home.
leaders.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
So
Yes.
I mean, when you trying to concern yourself with being a leader, at the end of the day, are you a good follower? That's the
That's
million dollar
what it starts
question.
from anyway.
But you have to be honest with yourself. You can't just sit back and just say,
Yeah.
I am a good leader. But were you ever a good follower?
Well, I am a leader. Yeah,
Right?
you got to know that. You got
And
to
who
build
taught
discernment.
you how to be the leader?
'Cause that means everything.
Everything.
Because once you tell me who taught you how to be a leader, I say, I ain't this motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where it all begins.
Right.
You know?
And that's just that.
That's
man.
just that, though.
You know what I mean?
And that
So-
shit went by fast, so beautiful topic, though. We educated y'all, as well as schooling y'all. There's
Yeah.
two different things on that one, but
Word.
that's another chapter.
You know,
You understand
like
me?
we always say, check out Campfire Talk the podcast. It airs every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Be there, be square. And we don't want you to be square. We want you to be there. So please don't be square. You know what we do? We travel to the universe and the galaxies. Most dudes or most females gonna stop at them street lights because that's as far as they can go.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna drag you through them triple stages. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that, I can't afford that luxury because I don't know how much you weigh.
It's a burden.
It's a big burden. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I think very deeply. I got a thought for the day.
Go for it, man.
We can forgive children that are afraid of the dark, but the hardest part to forgive is when men are afraid of the light.
You gotta say that again, man. That was mean. Ooh.
I said it's easy to forgive children when they are afraid of the dark, but the hardest part to forgive is when men are afraid of the light.
Damn.
You
With
caught that, though? Let me say it again, yo.
Yeah, say it one
I
more time.
probably, but it doesn't matter.
But it
It's all-
don't even matter
how I
because
put it, 'cause
yes,
it's mine.
Go for it.
You know what I'm saying? I can flip it and bounce it. Not even sounding right, first of all. But anyway,
Go for it.
listen. It is easy to forgive a child who is afraid of the dark, but the hardest part is to forgive men who are afraid of the light.
Mm.
That's all.
Knowledge. You
Simple.
put it together, that means peace. And we really about that. We really about that knowledge. And if you understand what I'm talking about, we throwing it up, and that means peace.
However,
Peace.
integration for your black nation.
Word.
Peace.
Peace.
Knowledge.